Alright, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel, Connor on Chain. So let's cover a few things today. I want to cover Bitcoin a little bit with ETH and Sol. Then we'll get into some altcoins, because we had a giga dump in the market over the last, 2 or 3 days, obviously. Market looked terrible. Altcoins got obliterated yet again. Although some coins have held up, most coins are literally just getting destroyed. Specifically, a lot of meme coins are just absolutely nuked, guys. It's kind of unexpected at how bad many different meme coins are holding up. But at the same time, we all should have probably realized that in hindsight. But either way, I'm still very bullish on the market in the long term. I still think we got a huge alt season coming, regardless of what the hell happens in the short term, medium, and long term. So let me cover that real quick. Very short term, the next couple of days, I actually do expect us to consolidate and bounce upwards a little bit from here. I think we're going to have a couple days of price attempting to go up. First is going to be the support level. This is not, the cleanest level, but it kind of works. I think we're going to have to check around this, see if it can break this, retest it, and maybe double, triple bounce on it, form bullish momentum going up into another leg before we go into this general area. The box that I drew here, it's kind of a high time frame liquidity area, meaning if price gets into this, it's going to be very, very crucial as to how these candles end up forming. Because if we have some nice pushes, right, maybe we bounce again. Big candles up, looks like we're going to just break all-time high. We may get a wick, 2 wicks, before we get boom. Absolutely massive dumps. Because oftentimes within a liquidity zone where this potential area is, it's going to be heavy fake out. Massive fake out area in between 102 to 105K. So again, it's going to come down to price action once it hits this area. I 100% believe it's coming back up in the short term here. Medium term though, again, this price action will literally affect whether, alts end up dumping another 20-30%, or if we just continue to go up higher before at some point again we end up finally having that correction, guys. Because if you look at this level, the reason why I say that is either way I think it's going to be bullish in the longer term, but very bearish as far as for all of our bags short term. RSIs continue to just print complete downside, while Bitcoin price still goes up and still holds upper levels. This is probably going to come up a little bit before it goes down, even if it just, something like this. This bounces, and then it does something like this. Maybe it doesn't even make much of a lower low. Bitcoin price is going to do exactly this. It's going to bounce, just boom, it's going to go down. But I think something like this into the mid 80s to low 90s is going to be probably the lowest where a correction would be. I don't know. I don't think we're going to go much lower than something like that. I think people are expecting us we're going to retest the previous support down here. But I don't think that at all. I don't think we're going this low. I think until the cycle really is just concluded, is over. But overall, like I said, either way, we're basically in this moment where we're just waiting for Bitcoin to either show us, are we going to make another attempt up, or are we going to pull something exactly like this? This level, this is from 2023, in a literal year ago. This is all very similar price action to like what I'm kind of seeing with right now. This is why I'm really thinking we may actually go lower, because this is basically where we'd be sitting right here, and we'd have some sort of a little bit more downside to go, but after that we just rip up again. But I think currently we still have a little bit more downside. But I think what we're going to do this time is we're going to bounce up a little bit more. one more time, bouncing up before we go down one more time, and then we rip up again. That has been my thesis now for a few weeks, if not maybe a month, even though I haven't really mentioned it, because, there's really been nothing but the RSI showing, kind of proving my own point. But because, I don't really use too many confluences either, meaning, I don't use 5 different indicators to try to conclude the same thesis behind my reasoning. I only use the RSI and maybe 1 or 2 other indicators max. So it takes times like this where, just based off price action, for me personally, is, I've seen it enough, and I think either way we're going to either go down, come back up and bounce here, and then maybe go down a little more to conclude the move that I think we're going to pull. But again, I'm just one opinion. This is what I think the market is doing. I'm trying to be unbiased directionally, even financially. So obviously we all want our bags to go to Valhalla, right? But honestly, after such a major push with Bitcoin at multiple trillions now, actually I don't even know. I don't even know the market cap of Bitcoin right now. Something like in between 1.8 trillion to like 2 trillion or something like that. But either way, after having such a heavy push, being that high in market cap right now, I think we may still need to see a little correction. But either way, we could easily still see this just continue up though and completely prove me wrong. I'm not trying to say this is it, we're nuking, we're going to zero. Because either way, I think whether we continue up from here or if we just have that correction here, we're going to have some sort of correction at some point, and then at that correction is going to be very pivotal to finally start seeing alt season actually start getting more of getting more attention and kind of more leeway to really start it. That is kind of what I'm getting at. I think a correction would be very good to see alt season actually start a little bit quicker than kind of what we've been doing here. We're kind of just holding an uptrend, even though this major move has definitely kind of changed things, even though still technically I would say it's bullish. Again, if you take out the wicks, I don't like to count the wicks too often, but we got this. The general formation of where price held up, still kind of going up, but I do expect that, like I said, if this cannot break and we make a lower high, or something like here, comes down, we may end up making a lower low. Again, outside of the wick, generally where it kind of holds up, bounces. Maybe we go one or two steps lower, right? And I think that is going to be it for a correction, and I think alts are going to start getting a lot more attention. So that's what I'm thinking in the market. We have I'll just say IXS, but IXS I think is still a really good RWA project, but Ondo here has been a killer RWA project in the space. Probably the number one. I mean, it is the number one, I think, by market cap right now. Number 1 or 2. Chart looks very good, literally incredibly bullish. Obviously we've seen this dump here. But either way, I could see this go either way. We could just consolidate it more in a bullish way until we continue up. It's just going to hold this and run. Or we may finally start seeing, some sort of actual, momentum correction into, the next push up. So either way, chart-wise, if you look at it, it actually would look very healthy if it did this. But at the same time, I wouldn't think twice at the same time if this impulse just continued, right? Before eventually it does have a correction, But Ondo, very good, incredibly strong powerhouse of a project. We actually got MOG at a massive discount right now. This is at a giga nuke. I keep realizing I'm at the wrong thing. Oh my god. Yeah, MOG went from 0.0004 to what? Literally down almost 50% from the peak. That is absolutely nuts. I think it is at a great entry area if you guys have been looking to accumulate. I would say it's probably as close to bottomed as I've ever seen it in history. Looks very good here. And I still think at some point it's probably going to bounce up here, double bounce, triple bounce until it catches a leg and continues. But MOG I still think is the number one meme coin within the entirety of crypto. So I don't think it's going anywhere. Moggers, big MOG holders, they've held through dips like this probably 4 other times. They've held from here all the way down, from here all the way down, from here all the way down in 2 weeks, from all-time high to literal 50-60% dump all the way down. It's very typical. I think MOG holders are very strong-handed, diamond-handed. Ticker Bitcoin, SPX, doing their thing. I don't really have that kind of conviction with these, but definitely very strong as well. Ticker Bitcoin, though, has honestly the craziest chart I've ever seen. This thing just, it's like, come on, bro. Like, free Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 dude. Like, just send this thing. This community's been grinding so hard for literally over a year. Like, they deserve a massive pump. And Popcat, massive nuke. Same exact thing. This is like a general heavy range of support, but this is kind of on a decent support level. And at the same time, I actually think this is completely bottomed out. I don't think this is going to go lower from here. But that's the thing. Is like you can't even say that in this market because Bitcoin will continue to do whatever it does. And if it goes lower, we're going to see support levels broken faster than you've ever seen. And that is what's very sketchy about crypto sometimes. Sui, though, also, strength is incredibly strong. See if it could load today. Had a huge dump there, but Sui, I think, I literally have an alert set. Oh, no, I don't. I thought I did. Around $2 to $2.50. Oh, yeah, there it is. I'll just say, at this point, like, I think Sui's strength has got to start shifting. It's got to have a dump. I'm kind of fudding for an entry right now. Like, Sui, come on. You're not really a good blockchain, so just dump for us so we can actually get in. Like, just do something like this. Come on. I'm kidding, though. This Sui is incredibly strong. But same thing. I mean, the RSI, guys, simple things. Ready? What is Sui's chart doing? I gotta make like a TA tutorial, like technical analysis. Someone on the Discord brought that up, and I think I really want to do that. Make some beginner videos for a bunch of different concepts. But even just, technical analysis, because, I've been staring at charts, for over 4 years, like, consistently learning, just doing all these things. And to me, it's second nature. But I know for a lot of people that are newer, especially if you're new to crypto, I think TA is incredibly important in this market. So I definitely want to start, maybe teaching people a little too. But simple thing, RSI, we're on a daily time frame, keep in mind, which this shows a long time frame, but we're just higher highs. All right, let me just delete this. Come on, get out of the way. Higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Still kind of a higher low. I'd count it. This is not concluded to make another higher high yet. But either way, what is price doing? It is shooting up right now. And what is the RSI momentum showing us? We have a peak here, and it is continuously going down. It's had now 3 attempts, one here, which was the peak of the RSI, had the lower low, had the higher high here, so price went higher, but this peak never went higher than this one, went lower. Same thing, made a lower low in the RSI, another lower high in the RSI, made a third high, did not want to reach it either, and yet we're seeing price still hold up somehow. That when prices get like this, guys, that to me is what gets scary in this market. because we're all gearing up for alt season. We want altcoins to go ballistic. But when things like this happen, where Bitcoin just nukes out of nowhere, this is where you can get very thrown off, because we're all basically trying to just survive in this market in very strong coins we believe in. But a lot of times the market will do shit like that to shake you out. And when I see signals like this to me, which is saying, okay, if you just wait a little bit, wait another couple weeks, so oftentimes the RSI momentum will end up playing out. Basically what that means is that this would actually give you an entry if you're patient enough. And then, you can just then ride out the next leg. So that's kind of what I'm potentially waiting for Sui. And I think if it does hit, this could be a very good entry for, an intense high cap coin. But my fault, my throat is killing me. But yeah, as far as memes, we got AI. A ton of different meme coins have been slaughtered, guys. I can't even lie. It's been very bad for memes. So Elky here, I don't really cover this public in the channel too much, but Elky I think is a gem of a project. Very interesting. I absolutely love this coin. The founder is incredibly delusional for his vision, which in crypto is probably the most bullish thing you could have. Very smart guy and incredibly active as well. Like he's like the perfect crypto founder. Decent tokenomics. It's not too much unlocked. I'd say there are unlocks happening pretty much every day with it, but at this time in the market, if the unlocks aren't too bad, when we're kind of gearing up for heavy upside, it really is not the end of the world. Where you mainly got to watch out for tokenomics that are bad and heavy dumps is when we go into a chop and when we sit sideways and more sideways for months after months. Because that is why you see, charts end up doing, obviously not this coin, but, when a coin just continuously does this, and let's say, like aside from the price action here, it just went like this and this. And continue down, because nobody's buying it, and only people are selling it. And it's a lot of the team, a lot of whatever, right? Newer investors, or investors that got into different sales, right? But overall, guys, I'm kind of just going over some of my watch lists. I made a completely new one, too. Been diving heavy into so many new longer term gems, because I know I've been focusing on meme coins lately, over the last few months here. Really haven't dove into a lot of newer projects, aside from a few, but, I'm making a completely new watch list with newer coins. A lot of these coins I have here are going to be put into the other one, but a lot of these aren't at the same time. But, and of course, guys, virtual to me is one of the number one coins in the entire crypto space. This is just incredible. I don't know what it is about it, but I absolutely fucking love this. Like, this is my number one favorite coin, and I don't even hold it. I hold a bunch of their agents within the ecosystem, but I think virtual is an unbelievable project. And the fact that I don't see nearly anyone talking about this coin. I mean, maybe so now because it basically has gone on a god tier run already. But I think if this ends up having a major correction, which it looks like it may start, if it does, just start to make some heavy downside over the next few weeks. This is gonna be one I probably jump into. As far as a pretty high cap coin, I don't really hold too many coins at all that are over $1 billion, a couple billion. But this one could be one with heavy size that I want to jump into. So that's kind of what I'm paying attention to in the market right now. Just kind of showing you guys just charts. Not really trying to dive into anything crazy right now. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I do have a bunch of different stuff dropping. I'll be starting to drop videos again on individual projects, things I like about them, and just more about going more in depth of certain coins and what I like about them. So I appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.